This is how we're going to be adding and subtracting rational expressions. Well, here in question 1, I see I've got two fractions. They have the same denominator. So as long as they have the same denominator, I can just write that denominator and add the tops. 4 plus 3, so I'm going to end up with 7 over a. Question 2, we've got two fractions that have the same denominator, so I'm going to write that denominator, x plus 5, and then I'm just going to add the tops together, right? It's add, so 5 plus x. Now, 5 plus x is the same as x plus 5, so I could rewrite that just if you wanted to. And you can see now that x plus 5 divided by x plus 5, that just gives you 1 over 1, which is 1. So I'm going to claim that x plus 5 and x plus 5 is just a 1. Question 3. Okay, can you see what this one is? You've got two fractions with the same denominator, a minus 2. I mean, look at the top, a minus 2. So a minus 2 over a minus 2, that's going to be a 1. But if I write it, denominator is the same, a minus 2, the top is going to be a minus 2. Those will cancel, and you just get a 1. Question 4, it looks like I've got nothing to factor here. I'm going to add, I can factor an 8 out of these, so let's just do that. I'll rewrite it, y squared over y plus 4 plus, now take that 8 out. What's left is, oh, how about that? Y plus 2 over y plus 4. Now, I've got two fractions, same denominator. So draw the fraction bar, write that denominator, y plus 4. Now, add the tops, right? It says take this top, add this top. So it's going to be this. Let me get it to right. Y squared plus 8 times y plus 2. And now I'm thinking that maybe I should not have multiplied, but I did. I mean, I factored. I probably shouldn't have, because now I've got to multiply it back out. Y squared plus, okay, 8y plus 16 all over y plus 4. Okay, so at first, here's what I did. I started up here at the top right, and I factored out an 8. Then I had to end up multiplying by 8 again. So sometimes you just don't know if you're going to have to do that. So I just go ahead and factor. And now what about at the top here? In the top, okay, how about y and y? What two numbers are going to multiply together to give 16? When you add, you get an 8. Oh, how about 4 and 4? All right, so how about 4 and 4? The 16 is positive, so they have the same sign, which is a plus. Oh, now I see. Over y plus 4. One of these y plus 4s on the top will cancel, and now I'm just left with y plus 4 over 1, which is y plus 4. Question 5, we have the same denominator, right? Two fractions, same denominator. Let's just take the top minus the top there, so we'll get a squared minus 9, which I see is difference of two squares, and one of those factors is going to be a minus 3. I kind of see it now. So let's factor that numerator, a plus 3, a minus 3, right? It's the difference of two squares, so unsquare a and a, unsquare 3 and 3, over a minus 3. The a minus 3s are going to cancel, and I'm left with a plus 3. Question 6, again, we've got two fractions with the same denominator. So let's just indicate the addition of those tops, x squared minus 4x plus 4. We'll factor that in the next step, over x minus 2. We rewrite it so I can read it. And I'm guessing that just one of these is going to factor into x minus 2. I think I'll get an x minus 2 up here, but let's give it a try. All right. X and x. Now, I'm going to use that 4. I'm going to use a 2 and a 2. 4 and a 1, I can't get a 4 out of, but a 2 and a 2 I can. So how about 2 and 2? The 4 is positive, so this 2 and this 2 have the same sign, which is that middle minus sign. So minus, minus, all over x minus 2. One of those cancel, it doesn't matter which one, but you're just left with x minus 2. Question 7, we have two fractions with the same denominator, but notice this is not an addition this time like all the others. It's a subtraction, so we need to be careful. So I'm going to write it carefully like this. Fraction bar, I'll write the common denominator on the denominator in the bottom. Now on the top, I have x plus 2, but then I have minus. Now, here's how I do this. Every time I see a minus, whatever follows it, I will put in parentheses. I have to capture all of it. Okay? So here's what I have. You can see it. X plus 2, right? X plus 2 minus x minus 7, minus all of it. Now, when you remove those parentheses, they're preceded immediately by a minus sign, so remove them and change the sign of every term inside. You get x plus 2, and then you get minus x plus 7 all over x plus 9. Okay? You believe it? X plus 2, minus x, minus is plus 7. Okay, now what do we get here? X and x. Well, what do we get here? I get x minus x is gone, and I get 2 plus 7 is a 9. So I get 9 over x plus 9, and that's it. I can't do any more. So just be careful here. When you see that minus sign, it's just always like an extra step for me. I see a minus, okay, I got an extra step. And that extra step is writing the parentheses and distributing the minus sign through. In other words, change the sign of each term inside. If you did not do that, and if you just wrote this, x plus 2, right? Write this x plus 2, write that x plus 2, and then you write minus x minus 7. See what happens? The x's are gone, but you get 2 minus 7. You get negative 5, not the 9 like you're supposed to. All right, there's the first 7 problems out of homework set 20.